Ryan Clark is in the hot seat today for denigrating Robert Griffin III's wife. Every real man knows that when you're having a debate, an argument, or any type of conversation, that you leave a man's wife's name out of your mouth. Ryan Clark doesn't seem to know that. RG3 is pissed. And a lot of people really are starting to realize that Ryan Clark is most likely racist. Let's get right into it.
Moved in to being able to read the expressions of a person and know their intent, know their character, know their perspective. But he does understand hate because I think he also understands the hate of self. When you look at the play, which is all we can speak to as professionals, all we can speak to as analysts, Angel Reese pushed one of her teammates. Caitlin Clark had a hard foul, which is part of basketball. I feel like it was assessed correctly. And Angel Reese's reaction is the sort of reaction you get in a situation when you feel like you took an intentionally hard foul. That's competitiveness. That's rivalry. That's not hate. And so now, though, when RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train, and now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy, as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Caitlin Clark's heroic or hero story.
Right.
The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what Black women have to endure in this country, about what young Black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlin Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. Now, when you look at it, I think A'ja Wilson is the face of the league. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the league. Caitlin Clark is the most important player in the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what Black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back amening and clapping. And so to me, it's just another situation that now this young lady has to deal with. When I worked with RG3, he would make all of these sort of corny jokes about milk and how much he loved it and how important it was. And he always points out on social media the color of his wife's skin, as if the color of her skin is what makes her special, as if the color of her skin is what makes her a good wife. I've met the lady, I've had a conversation with her. Right. I think she's more than that. But it also leads to what Black women deal with a lot from Black men who have chose to date or marry outside of their race. They always feel like they have to go the extra mile to prop up the woman that they're married or the woman that they're with over Black women by denigrating Black women. I feel like we should have an opportunity to move past that and understand that Angel Reese can be great in her own right, as Caitlin Clark is as well. Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage to the stars of the past. She pays homage to the Black women that have come before her. And now she is carrying the mantle forward. So there's no need to pin those two against each other and paint them based on stereotypical tropes. And I think this is what I'd like RG3 to know, that no matter how much he continues to echo the microaggressions of racists, he'll be no less Black than me.
Before I give my thoughts, let's see what RG3 has to say.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy RG3, and I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys because there's been a lot of buzz, a lot of conversations about my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, which was purely based in basketball. But I think all of you know there's a line in life that you just simply don't cross. Wives and children are always off limits, and Ryan Clark has sprinted past that line. Ryan Clark didn't like my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. And that's fine. It's okay. It's part of the game. Sports media, I'm going to have an opinion. This person might not agree with it. That person might not agree with it. But what you don't do is turn around and personally attack me and my family just because you don't agree with a sports opinion that is purely based off the sport. I didn't make it personal. But what that really shows is just how low of a person Ryan Clark is. But Ryan, you crossed the line, man. You made it personal and some. I really believe there should be no space in sports media for personal attacks. I've said it before. But certainly personal attacks against wife and children have always been off limits. Ryan, you attacked me and my family in a public forum on a level that shows just how low of a human being you are. You can disagree with me all you want. Challenge my takes, but keep my family and my wife out of it. That's a boundary that should always be respected, man. Always. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family because he disagreed with my sports opinion is a bad look for ESPN. It's cowardly, it's spineless, and it's weak. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family. Personally because he disagreed with my sports opinion is a bad look for him as a man. I hope you get the help you need, brother.
So let me explain. This is what I think and what I personally believe. Ryan Clark is nothing short of a racist. To bring up another man's wife in conversation when it's just me and you talking and you bring up my wife is absolutely uncalled for, unnecessary, and unprofessional. It discredits you. It completely discredits you. Why do you think that RG3 can't speak on black situations because his wife is white? He grew up black. Just because you marry somebody outside of your race does not mean you haven't lived your entire life experience as the race you were born as. RG3 was born black. He still is black. And that's not going to change. He still understands how things are in the world. He still understands how black women feel and what has been going on with black men and women. Duh. Just because you marry a white woman does not mean you lose all common sense and lose all of your life experiences. And haven't we learned from Will Smith that you can keep a man's wife's name out of your mouth? I think we all saw that. Ask Chris Rock. So to me, I think that Ryan Clark has a lot of explaining to do. I don't think fans are going to like this. It really shows unprofessionalism. And it discredits anything that he says because he just has to bring race into it. I personally am sick and tired of people always bringing race into everything. It is just ridiculous. People are fed up of it. This is really actually one of those black fatigue issues because why does the man's wife being white have to be brought up in any conversation, let alone his wife at all? Talk about sports. Talk about Caitlin Clark. Talk about Angel Reese. They've always had competition and beef going. They came in at the same time, and it's always been a battle between those two. But do we have to make it all racial? Caitlin Clark carries herself better than Angel Reese, and everybody can see that. This is not rocket science. Take off your blinding glasses, look in the mirror, and say, oh, maybe I need to really have some soul searching to see why am I seeing this through only one lens. It's ridiculous. You've never seen Caitlin Clark act ridiculous, ghetto, lose her temper the way that Angel Reese does. It's just the truth. You guys can hate if you want, but what are you going to do? Nothing. So at the end of the day, Ryan Clark, you took the L on this one, bud. Shout out to Robert Griffin III and your beautiful family. I hope you guys continue to have more success. Shout out to Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark for playing hard, bringing eyeballs to the sport. And for Ryan Clark, go ahead and take this L, bud. You guys drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. You're watching the Unexplained Outlook, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.